What if I told you your morning coffee, your waterproof jacket, and even the microwave sitting quietly in your kitchen all share a secret connection to World War II? That every time you zip up your coat or heat up leftovers, you're using a technology born not from peacetime convenience, but from wartime necessity. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover will completely change how you see the everyday world around you. And hey, before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to The Forgotten War Fronts, where history's best-kept secrets are uncovered and brought back to life. World War II wasn't just a clash of nations, it was an explosion of invention. While we often picture tanks, aircraft and the atomic bomb when thinking of wartime technology, some of the most transformative innovations weren't weapons at all. They were humble, practical creations that would quietly reshape civilian life for decades to come. Under immense pressure, scientists and engineers had to solve problems fast, feeding troops in hostile terrain, treating wounds on the battlefield, and communicating across continents. The urgency of survival and logistics birthed a wave of creativity that spilled over into the everyday world once the war ended. These weren't luxury inventions, they were born from necessity, yet they became the backbone of modern comfort. Let's start with something simple: your morning cup of instant coffee. Believe it or not, it owes its popularity to the United States military. Supplying coffee to soldiers was essential for morale, but brewing fresh cups in combat zones was impossible. Enter George Washington Coffee Company, yes, that was its real name, and later Nestlé, which perfected a freeze-dried version of coffee during the war. Soldiers could just add hot water and get a caffeine fix instantly. After the war, the convenience craze spread to civilian life, and instant coffee became a kitchen staple across the world. The same story applies to processed and packaged foods. The United States Army's K-rations were the prototype for the frozen meals we buy today. Designed to keep soldiers nourished for days, these compact calorie-dense packs led to innovations in food preservation, canning and vacuum sealing. Once peace returned, the same methods made their way into supermarkets, shaping the modern frozen food industry. Now, this one's wild. The microwave oven, a cornerstone of modern kitchens, was an accident of war. In 1945, engineer Percy Spencer was testing radar equipment when he noticed a chocolate bar in his pocket had melted. The magnetron tubes used for radar emitted microwaves, and Spencer quickly realized they could cook food faster than anything else on Earth. Within a few years, the first commercial microwave oven was born, all thanks to radar research that started during World War II. But the revolution didn't stop there. Wartime innovations in materials science gave rise to new lightweight metals and synthetic fabrics. Nylon, for example, was developed as a substitute for silk in parachutes. After the war, it became a fashion phenomenon, leading to the rise of nylon stockings and durable outdoor clothing. The same military-grade waterproofing used for soldier uniforms evolved into the weather-resistant jackets we wear today. Long before smartphones could guide you home, World War II pilots relied on early radio navigation systems that laid the groundwork for what we now call GPS. Systems like LORAN, or long-range navigation, allowed Allied bombers and ships to pinpoint locations with surprising accuracy using radio pulses. After the war, those same principles were adapted for civilian air travel, and eventually satellites took over the job. So yes, Your phone's navigation really owes its existence to bomber crews flying through the night skies of Europe and the Pacific. Wartime necessity also fast-tracked medical breakthroughs that still save lives today. Penicillin, discovered before the war, became mass-produced during it, thanks to an all-out effort to treat infections in wounded soldiers. That production scale transformed modern medicine. Sulfur drugs, blood plasma storage and portable first aid kits were all wartime innovations that moved seamlessly into civilian use. Even emergency response systems we take for granted, like paramedic units and organized ambulance services, trace their roots to the war's battlefield medicine. Techniques refined to save soldiers under fire became the standard for hospitals and emergency teams worldwide. Another quiet hero of the war was water purification. Soldiers needed safe drinking water in remote areas, leading to the development of compact filters and purification tablets. These small innovations had massive post-war implications, shaping municipal water treatment systems and influencing the design of portable filters we still use for camping and disaster relief. This push for clean, reliable water also inspired one of the biggest public health transformations of the 20th century, helping cities adopt safer and more efficient water systems. What started as a survival tool became a cornerstone of modern sanitation. The birth of miniaturization. Communication in wartime, you see, demanded smaller, tougher and faster devices. Radios had to fit inside planes, submarines and even backpacks. Engineers, they worked tirelessly to miniaturize components, creating the foundation for the transistor revolution that came just a few years later. Those early steps in miniaturization paved the way for portable electronics, everything from transistor radios to modern smartphones. Without the pressure to communicate quickly and securely during World War II, we might not have the compact tech we rely on today. The advertising revolution nobody saw coming. Now that's an intriguing tale. Interestingly, the war also transformed communication beyond machines. Wartime propaganda campaigns taught governments and corporations the power of persuasive visuals and emotional storytelling. After 1945, those same designers and psychologists turned their talents to peacetime advertising. The slogans, posters, and emotional appeals that sold war bonds were soon selling soft drinks, cars, and household goods. In a strange twist, the psychological weapons of war became the marketing playbook for modern consumer culture. The synthetic world we live in, it's quite fascinating. When Japan cut off the supply of natural rubber during the war, Allied scientists raced to develop synthetic versions. What they created didn't just keep the war effort rolling, it created a new industry. Synthetic rubber soon found its way into tires, shoes, seals, and thousands of everyday products. Combined with advances in plastics, it became the backbone of post-war consumer manufacturing. Today, from your sneakers to your smartphone case, traces of that wartime chemistry still surround you. The legacy still in our hands. From microwaves to instant coffee, waterproof jackets to GPS navigation, the everyday conveniences that define our lives were born out of desperation, ingenuity, and survival. The war that took so much also gave rise to a quiet revolution, one that still hums in our kitchens, drives our cars, and connects our devices. Next time you zip your jacket, heat your leftovers, or scroll through your phone, remember, you're touching the legacy of minds who turned crisis into creation. They didn't just fight to win a war. They built the future we live in. If you enjoyed uncovering these forgotten stories from the past, make sure to hit that subscribe button, share this video, and keep exploring with the forgotten war fronts. Because history isn't just something we remember, it's something we're still living every single day.